Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Naomi, and today I want to talk to you about what moms really want for Mother's Day. Because Mother's Day is coming up, and as a mom, I can tell you from experience that I don't want a pillow that says Happy Mother's Day on it, and I don't want a fake wooden plaque that is going to get buried under all of the piles on my kitchen counter that says best mom ever. Like I don't want those things. I don't want any of that cheap stuff that's going to break and just take up space in my house. What I want is something that you can't buy at Walmart, you can't buy at Target, you can't get, from a big box store, from Costco, from anywhere. Okay? Like that. Okay? What I want and what I think a lot of moms want are things that are a lot more meaningful and more impactful. So I am going to tell you 11 things that I think most moms would really, really want for Mother's Day. Okay, so number one is that all moms really, really want more time to ourselves. Okay, like I love my kids. I think they're wonderful. I love being with my family. They bring me joy. I don't get enough time to myself, and I want more of it. And I want that not just on Mother's Day. And I'm going to say before I get to the rest of the list, like this is all really stuff that, honestly, it doesn't only have to happen one day a year. Like this could happen more often. But since we're on the topic of Mother's Day, for Mother's Day, I would love a little bit of time to myself. Okay, number two is that I don't want any forced obligations. Okay, now what I mean by forced obligations, and this sort of goes hand in hand with the idea of time to myself, is that I think that sometimes there's this pressure to get the generations of moms together, right? So to spend time with, your own mom as an adult, right? Or your mother-in-law and your own kids, and to make it this big event, like this big, huge thing. And, the thing is that's really hard, right? Like, of course we want to do that. I want to do that. I love my mom. I love my mother-in-law. They are wonderful women who inspire me in so many ways. I still would rather just have personal time. I would still rather have time to myself on Mother's Day. Okay, if they want to see my kids, awesome, right? If they want to spend time with my kids and have this phenomenal, like, grand Mother's Day celebration with them, I support that 100%. And that's fantastic because then they get time with grandkids and I get time to myself. So, win-win, right? That's number two. Okay, number three is personal space. And this is a little bit different than time to myself because personal space is also the idea that, every second of every day, I don't have somebody clinging to one of my body parts. And I say this with a lot of love, right? My son still sucks his thumb. He's 3 years old. He still sucks his thumb and he still pulls on my hair for comfort. I love, 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 love that my body can still give him comfort and love and care. I also sometimes just want my body to myself. Sometimes I want to do work at my computer and not have my kids climbing on top of me. Sometimes when I go for a walk in the woods, I don't want to carry my kids. I just want to walk. Right? So that sort of goes back the whole time to myself thing, right? But, personal space is just saying like, hey, my space really matters. You can touch me sometimes, but don't touch me all the time. Please, please, please. Ask first is always good. Ask first. Okay, so number four is quiet time. Because the truth is that in parenthood, not just motherhood, but like parenthood, there is a single volume, and that volume is like extra loud. Like it is the subwoofer-licious sound of too loud all the time. And it starts like as soon as my kids wake up in the morning and it lasts until they fall asleep mid-sentence while I'm trying to read a book to them or sing them to sleep at night. So, I mean, this is like, at least in our house, this is 14 hours of loud. um, and yeah, quiet time. Oh, if I could have like an entire, and it's really funny to say this because like I love dancing in the kitchen with my kids to music, and I love noise, and I love hearing the birds outside of my window on the back porch. I love sound, but I love quiet time. I love the ability to just hear what I choose. So yeah, quiet time, that's a good one. That's number 4. Number 5 is a decision-free day, meaning I don't have to be the one that comes up with every single plan or every single thing that we do, every single action, because usually I am. So it'd be really nice to not have to make decisions. And as somebody who identifies pretty strongly as a control freak, as somebody who likes to be in control as often as possible, I still really love the idea of not having to make any decisions, just being told, we're going to do this today, and we're going to go eat here, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and it's going to be wonderful. Decision-free day, number 5. Okay, number 6. Number 6 is kids who will eat whatever I tell them to eat, who will literally eat whatever I put on their plate. I would love that. That would literally make my life 100 times better. Not just on Mother's Day, like every day. If I could make one meal for dinner and have everybody eat it, oh my God, that would be phenomenal. I would love that so much. I don't even have words for how much I love that. So yeah, number 6, kids who eat anything and everything that I put in front of them. Absolutely. Okay, number 7, a chore-free day, meaning I'm not responsible for picking up everything off the floor. I'm not responsible for the sweeping. I'm not responsible for the laundry folding. I'm not responsible for putting things in their places. Chore-free day. And then on top of that whole idea of the chore-free day, it means that things are actually put back where they belong, right? That they're not just sort of like piled up on top of dressers while you vacuum and then not put where they belong. That's like a little note to my husband, who I love so much. But we'll literally like take everything off the floor, put it on top of the dresser, and then leave it there. Not put it away, just, leave it on top of the dresser. That's like more work, right? That's crazy. Okay, that's number 7, chore-free day. Number 8, more sleep. So here's the funny thing about more sleep. I think all moms want more sleep. All moms want more sleep. But it's not necessarily like we want to sleep in. Okay, part of it is that, we just want an uninterrupted night of sleep, right? Nobody wakes us up in the middle of the night, like puking or, like peeing in their bed or just waking up from a nightmare, I think all moms too would love to not be woken up first thing in the morning by, a toddler with a heavy, dirty diaper sitting on their chest. I think that, like kids going to bed a little bit earlier and waking up a little bit later, that would be amazing. So it's not always like more sleep like we want to sleep in. It's really just like more quality sleep, more consistent, long sleep, just more deep rest in general. That's number 8. Okay, number 9, things taken off of our to-do list. So if you've never heard of the mother load, the whole concept of the mother load is the mental load that moms always have of trying to multitask, right? To do too many things at once or just to keep everything in our brains. And as somebody who coexists in a really beautiful, like nearly 50-50 partnership, like my husband is phenomenal at cleaning the bathroom, thank God, because I don't ever want to, ever, 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 ever. I hate cleaning the bathroom. He does it. He changes diapers like he should because he's a dad. He reads books to our kids some nights. He takes care of our kids when I have to work a lot of the time. He does the dishes and he puts things away. He's phenomenal. Like we split 50-50. Still, sometimes I feel like I carry everything in my head and that my to-do list is about 5 times longer than his. That's not his fault. Right? Part of that is just, like it's a communication issue. And I think moms, myself included, sometimes struggle with communicating what's on our list, what needs to get done, and how maybe we can delegate more and take things off our list so that we're not in charge of everything. So that's number 9, to-do list managed. Okay. Number 10 is more consistent self-care. And here's the tricky thing about this one, right? The tricky thing about self-care is that we have in our minds this idea that self-care should only happen on Mother's Day, I think. That it's like this big special event that we have to schedule out like months in advance to make happen. And the truth is no, that's actually not the case. That, like the big problem with that is that if you wait for an entire year to do an entire day of self-care, then you've built self-care up into this thing that is, unrealistic. You've built it up into this thing that, that is almost unmanageable. Like instead of making it this daily act of taking care of yourself, it's like this big fancy endeavor that is bound to not happen if all of the stars don't align. right? So in my opinion, it's not self-care just for Mother's Day. It is self-care every day, and learning how to, implement really simple and significant practices, self-care practices that make you feel more like yourself, that make you feel more balanced, more grounded, more connected to your own needs, and more capable of nourishing yourself, right? Not just trips to the spa, but like basic stuff every day. And sort of as a side note, this is why I lead my self-care reset a couple of times a year. I have one coming up really soon. There's going to be a link in the description below for you to sign up. It's totally free. Self-care, 5-day self-care reset. And all you're doing is learning simple ways that you can rebuild your daily self-care habits and reconnect with your own needs. It's pretty awesome. So sign up for that. Coming up real soon. Okay, last one. And this is a biggie. It's to be seen and appreciated. And the reason that I add this one in, I almost didn't, but the reason I add this one in is that I actually asked this question in a Facebook group that I manage. And the question that I asked is, what do moms really want for Mother's Day? Like truth-telling time. And, people put all kinds of stuff. Some of them were a lot of the things that I've been talking about here with all of you, but some of them were like totally out there, like a trip to the Maldives and, like 7 days solo without my kids and, like a brand new car. I mean, it was like, some of them were totally wild and ostentatious and out there and bonkers and wonderful. But a lot of them were just, kind of the basics that I've talked about. One woman, though, said, all I want is to be seen and appreciated. I mean, I think that for the most part, the work that moms do is largely invisible. It's not even always considered work. Like every day, we are caregivers and cuddlers and hand holders and laundry folders and, like diaper changers and, like floor sweepers and meal preparers and errand runners and, you name it, it's on that list. You name it. And it's not so much that we don't get thank yous. It's just that sometimes the burden of that, sometimes the amount of what we do just isn't acknowledged as work or as valuable or as important as other work that somebody else might be doing. So the best thing that you can do for a mom on Mother's Day is to tell her that you see her, that you appreciate what she does, that the work that she does is super important, and that without her, things would not be as wonderful, and that you want to help her, that you want to support her, that you want to take some of those things off her to-do list, or, help her have some personal time, like get a babysitter or watch her kids, or, like pick up things in her house, clean her dishes, whatever. Show her that you see her and that you appreciate her. I mean, thank yous are always great, but actions are even better. So that's my list of 11 things that all moms, most moms, a lot of moms really want for Mother's Day. I'd love to know if these are on your list or if there's some things on your list that weren't on mine. You can leave those in the comments below because as always, I love hearing from you. I would love for you to join me in my 5-day self-care reset that's coming up really soon. The link to that will be in the description. And as always, thank you for listening, for being a part of my community. And I look forward to getting back here and chatting with you again soon. All right. Happy Mother's Day, which is every day. Bye.